Hi Reza, this is Mohammed. I hope you're having a good day. I'm recording this video to explain what I've done for assignment two. So let's get started from the first question. Basically, what I did was I uploaded my CSV file into my Google Drive. As you can see in the left side, I have my CSV file under the Collab notebooks. So I'm importing Drive from Google Colab and getting the content of it. After that, I am basically reading, like getting the path of my CSV file and store it into the file name. And after that, I will read the file name using pandas read CSV and store it into Iris. And now we have a data frame, which you can see the first 5 row of our data frame here. Next thing is, so as you can see, we have on the last column of our data frame, we have different species. So the first 5 is all Satusa, but as you can see, we have 3 different species, which the question is asking to convert these string into integers, so 0, 1, and 2. So next, I'm creating a dictionary and placing these integers into the dictionary and looping the iris and actually replacing these integers into the strings. So now if you see the first 5 row, you can see that the Satusas are now becoming 0. Next is I'm selecting the first 4 column of our data frame, which are these 4, and putting it into X. And for Y, I'm getting the last column, which is species, and replacing it into Y. Uh, in question 4, it's basically asking us to split our model into 2 training and testing segments. So after importing the train test split, we can have the names that are being asked from the questions, and the question is also asking for getting only 20% of the data for the test purpose. So that's here we included, and we actually split it. So as you can see, we can just get the 5 elements of each of these sections, and you can see there are 5 uh, randomly rows. Like this is 130, 119, 72, 112. So they're totally random. And here we have 5 different species again here. So after that, we're just getting the length of our train and test segment. So as you can see, the length of the test is 30. So this 30 is basically 20% of our data frame. So as you can guess, we have a data frame with a length of 150, which we use 30 of it for the test and 120 of it for the train purpose. Um, Next, it's asking us to convert our Y train and Y test into categorical and call them one hot train and one hot test. So basically, the function toCategorical converts a class vector integers to binary class matrix. Uh, so after we've done that, we need to import our models and layers, and we need to define sequential models with 3 different layers. So the first 2 layers has 100 neurons with the activation ReLU, and the last layers has uh, the number of 3 neurons. And as you can see, here is the reason of why we have only 3, because there's only 3 classes, the species basically. So the activation for the last layer would be softmax, and so basically, as I explained here, if one of the input is way too small, or if it's a negative, the softmax will turn it into a small probability. And if an input is large, then it turns it into a large probability. So it will always remain it between 1 and 0. So that's basically the reason we append softmax at the last layer. So after that, we are using compile to actually compile our model, and I'm using MSE as the loss, like the accuracy. So MSE is thing is stand for squared errors, like mean squared errors, and it's a popular error matrix for regression problems. Um, so then actually try to basically fit our model using 20 epochs. So 20 epochs will basically it's like a loop that will run 20 times, and after that we are just evaluating uh, our model. So let me jump one question and I'll come back to this. So basically here I explained that basically when the number of layers and epochs increase or decrease, the accuracy of our model will change. So the higher the number of layers we'll get, uh, we will have overfitting, and the lower the number we'll get, we will have less accuracy. So basically, as you can see here, we had let me see. Okay, so here we had 100 neurons. So if you can see, we have 1.14 as our loss. But if you come here, we're using 10, and we are having 1.06 as our loss. So these two questions are basically the same. The only difference is the number of epochs and the number of neurons. So uh, so the lower it gets, it's better because we actually only have three targets. So the 10 would be an ideal number for this, and we will also have less in our loss. Uh, and so this I explained, and also I changed the number of epochs and neurons again at the end, just to try something different. And as you can see, again our loss is 1.2 here, which is higher than this and also higher than this. I think that's pretty much it. uh, I hope I explained everything correctly. If you had any other question, I'll be happy to answer it in the class or through an email. Thanks for your time and have a good night.